I thought NFL.com might have gotten wrong their player to root for the Dallas Cowboys. But the more I think about it, the more I think they've got a point. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into it. Here we go. What is up, everyone, and welcome into A to Z Sports Dallas Primetime. I am your host, Mauricio Rodriguez. I came across an NFL.com article. It's a few days old, but the idea of the article was one player to root for each NFC team, and there's another for the AFC, obviously. But I scrolled down to the Dallas Cowboys because that's what you do with those kind of articles, obviously. I think most of us do that. You open it up, scroll to your team quickly, and see who it is, then close the article, right? That's what you would expect fans to do out of these kind of like 32 biggest concerns for every team, and they're very, very, very good pieces of content for the most part. But I thought NFL.com kind of got it wrong for Dallas. The more I think about it, I see the reasoning, though. But let me share the screen for you, because their choice was offensive tackle Tyler Guyton, who is set to replace Tyron Smith at left tackle. Initially, I thought, well, I would have gone with somebody like Dak, because he's a great guy. Or I would have gone with somebody like, who I'm rooting for, Jake Ferguson, because he's emerged as this fan favorite that would kill for the Dallas Cowboys, and fans are into it. So obviously you're going to root for somebody like Jake Ferguson. But then I kind of saw the reasoning from NFL.com here, because this is what they wrote, a part of it at least. They're talking about how, it was not considered a slam dunk that the Cowboys would make him their left tackle, and they did, dive into his stuff about being raw and everything. But then he said Dallas has decided that he's the squad's current left tackle, which is what we all expect, obviously. And he says, for now, all Cowboys fans can do is root for Guyton. It's hard to imagine their larger hopes being realized without the rookie making a smooth transition. So that's where it starts making sense to me. Because at first I interpreted it as, hey, who is one player to root for, and you could choose Dak because he's great, Jake because he's great, and fans love him. I could go with Deuce Vaughn, for example, and be like, I want Deuce Vaughn to make it, so I will root for him. But this is a great point, man, and really maybe a very simple takeaway, but one that still matters a whole lot. Tyler Guyton is one of the biggest players to root for in Dallas in 2024, just because he's gonna be so damn important. We all know the Cowboys are downgrading at left tackle. There's no other way to put it. Tyler Guyton is not going to be anywhere close to Tyron Smith in 2024. Because Tyron Smith is headed into Canton, Ohio, as 5 years after he retires, right? Tyron Smith was playing pass pro-wise at least like his prime version of Tyron Smith in 2023. Talking about top tackle play in the NFL. It's not fair to ask Guyton to come in and do the same. What is fair, though, is to ask him to not be the player that breaks the offense. Because if you've got a left tackle that cannot pass protect in the NFL, that's it. Ball game, right? Every single time. We saw it when Chuma Edoga was starting for the Cowboys in place of Tyron versus the Dolphins. We saw it in the first Philadelphia Eagles game in 2023 when the game was played in Philly, and Terrence Steele could do nothing to stop Hassan Reddick from sacking Dak Prescott over and over again. You just don't want that for Tyler Guyton and the Cowboys in 24, because you've got the second-team All-Pro quarterback, runner-up to the MVP. You've got a first-team All-Pro wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, who is on the rise, right? You've got a solid group of playmakers, but if you don't have a left tackle that is able to hold his own over on the offensive line on the blind side, that is enough to break your offense entirely. So what should the expectation be for Tyler Guyton? I think it's average play, honestly, at left tackle. Now, the good news is Dak Prescott can handle it. I think we've seen Dak become this quarterback that can get rid of the football quickly, in time, can be able to fight the fact that he doesn't have an ideal offensive line all the time, and we've seen him work with some weak units, honestly, whether it's because of injuries or the way that the team set it up. But I think it's going to be a big year for Dak, getting rid of that football early, and I wonder how is that going to impact the offense. Now, on the other hand, if Guyton hits the ground running and becomes a little bit of a surprise like Tyler Smith was in 2022, does that keep things very open for the Cowboys offensively? It might, honestly. Now, one area where Tyler Guyton could be like, hey, I'm actually not that worse compared to Tyron Smith is in the running game, because he's athletic as hell. He can get out in space with no trouble at all. He can move horizontally very easily, and that might lead to better run blocking. We had a conversation about this the other day on Primetime. If you want to check it out, when we talked about how the Cowboys could improve in 2024, that's the one area where Tyler Guyton might improve and be an upgrade, I guess, even over Tyron Smith. Because Tyron Smith was solid in the run game, but he was nothing special in 2024. What was extremely special was his pass protection. That was what really made it in 2023. But hey, Tyler Guyton is pretty much the player you got to root for, because a big part of the season hinges on him being successful. So I understand NFL's decision here. But at first I thought, I think that's a boring pick. Because I would have gone with something a little bit more exciting. Maybe Deuce Vaughn, maybe Dak, maybe Jake Ferguson again. If I would have gone with somebody else, I would be rooting for Trevon Diggs in his return. Marvion Overshown, because he might be a very fun player to watch when it comes to the linebacker position on defense. And also somebody that is returning from injury. Even Cooper Beebe, because he might be a nasty blocker out there on the field, right? But I understand the NFL.com's logic. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm nearing my return from vacation, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button for me, and I'll see you pretty soon. Bye-bye.